One of the keys of a successful project is to have your WBS tasks in the right order. Another one is to make sure that one triggers the other in a sequential fashion, because some tasks are dependent upon others before they can start. So the first thing I'm going to do is set up my table so that I can see those predecessors and dependencies. And I'm just going to go to this line. I'm going to drag to the right. And the next column over is called predecessors. All right. And the nice thing about this is I can just fill this in with those numbers of tasks that. So the first thing I want to do is see where my dependencies are. So for example, here I'm going to prepare the project charter, and here the project charter is completed. So it would just be, so it's very evident that number 12, so it's very evident that line number 13 is dependent upon line number 12. So I can go over here to my dependencies, and I can click in that particular cell, and I can say this task is dependent on 12. And that's an easy thing to do. Once I press enter, you'll notice something changed. So I'm going to just point out right over here. You'll notice that this is a milestone, and these two tasks are not linked in any way. They're just sequential. So I'm going to go ahead and press enter. Watch what happens. You'll notice now that I've got an arrow saying this task links to that milestone. That little arrow means that they are dependent, or that one must precede the other. There's an easy way to do this that is really kind of cool. First thing I'm going to do is go back to my task tab, and I'm going to select details. And when details comes up, it gives me the opportunity to go in and see a whole lot more stuff than just predecessors and successors. But I'll show you how to get this particular screen up. If yours didn't look like this, then it's probably because you need to right mouse and select the top one, predecessors and successors. Predecessors are on the left, successors are on the right. So if I go back up here to my project charter completed task, you'll notice it says the predecessor for this particular task is 12. Well, another thing that I need to have done is I need to have the stakeholder management strategy completed. So that is another predecessor. So I'm going to go here, and the line number for stakeholder management strategy completed is 11. So I'm just going to type in the number 11. And in a few seconds, when I press enter, the blank here predecessor name will be filled in, and I can click OK, and there it is. Now you'll notice that it says FS. That means finish to start. That is by far the most common, and that's probably the only one we're going to deal with. But you can have others such as finish to finish, start to finish, and start to start, and your book will explain each one of the uses of those particular types of items. If I want to get rid of this particular display, I'll just go back up to my details, and I'll click it, and it goes away. But you'll notice now that I've got a whole bunch, but you'll notice now that I've got the ability to put in all the predecessors and all the successors. That's important, so take time to do that with your project.